Hello, everyone. How are you today? I'm Kelly Lee Sappenfield, fifth generation metaphysician, soul evolution coach, speaker, and author. Today, we're going to talk about, are you fearful or are you fearless? A lot of us get in our own way because we have fear of the unknown, fear of change, fear of failure, fear of, oh my gosh, if I actually accomplish it, then what? Right? And then there's being fearless. And the difference is energy you bring into the manifestation. If you bring into the manifestation fear, whether it's fear of, oh my gosh, what actually happens if I actually manifest this, or if it's fear of failure or anything else, it's a negative emotion. And you're not going to really manifest what you're wanting to manifest. But if you start with being fearless, knowing that it doesn't matter if I fail, it doesn't matter what happens when I achieve this. I'll set a new goal, I'll set a new dream, but you go for it anyway, even if you have no bloody clue on how to achieve it. There's a difference. When we seed something with a negative connotation, we're actually telling our guides and angels, I'm not really sure if I want this. I'm not really sure if I'm ready for this. And so Spirit's like, well, it's the same thing as saying, I have a lot of debt. Okay. So you're affirming you have a lot of debt. So let's bring you more debt. Well, when we start to manifest something and we let that fear creep into it, it's the same thing. It's like, okay, maybe you don't really want this. Maybe you're not ready for it. I don't know how many times I've gotten a message from Spirit. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? And it's kind of become a rolling joke with me and my peeps. Yes, I'm ready. Will you bring it on, please? Right? And there's a difference. And I want you to see and feel the difference in the energy. Let's say I want to manifest for the rest of this year losing 60 pounds. And I'm like, okay, I don't know necessarily how I'm going to do it. I don't know what I need to change from what I've done in the past, but I know I'm going to lose it, or I hope I lose it. If you're just hoping you'll lose it, then you're going to kind of halfway do what you need to do to lose it, right? And you're going to only achieve partial results. So you may lose 10 pounds instead of losing 10 pounds a month. And that's one of the things that gets us in that fear mode. We look at that big number, 60 pounds, and we say, okay, I've got to lose 60 pounds instead of saying, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds a month. That's what, 2 1/3, 2.5 pounds a week. That's doable. That's taking the big goal and breaking it down. And you're like, oh, okay, this week I have to focus on 2.5 pounds. And the next Monday rolls around. This week I have to focus on 2.5 pounds. On and on and on. And eventually, whatever you've done to change has become your new way of life after 90 days. So you're not telling yourself, okay, this week I have to focus on 2.5 pounds. You're just doing it. And it just becomes natural to you to do it. Or you can say, oh oh my gosh, I have 60 pounds to lose by this date because there's a wedding or there's a class reunion, even if it's going to be held virtually, doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, what am I going to look like in the pictures? Or what am I going to look like in Christmas pictures come December? And we don't stop and think about, okay, let's just break it down. Break it down into baby steps and then be fearless in those baby steps so that we aren't so overwhelmed that we're getting into that fear and that negative energy about it. And that, oh, I don't know if I can do it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have starved myself for 6 months. No, you don't. You don't have to starve yourself to lose 2.5 pounds a week. Now, to lose 60 pounds in a month, yeah, you're starving yourself. But that's where that fear comes in. And you think, I have to do this all at once. And that's not how you have to do things. But when you set out and you make those goals and you set those deadlines and you set the amount, if it's a financial amount, or a number, if it's like weight or something like that, and you look at the big goal, that's your big goal, yes. Now it's your choice. Are we going to go into this manifesting fearless or fearful? And if we go into it fearless and we break it down into those baby doable steps, then, okay, I can do it. And then as you go from week to week, it gets easier and easier. Your confidence grows. Spirit comes in and says, okay, they're ready. We'll bring in all the help that they need. We'll bring in all the signs that they need. We'll bring in the people that they need to meet. We'll bring in anything and everything that they need to manifest this goal. But when you go into it being fearful, let's say you went into this lockdown. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. What if this happens? What if that happens? And you start in your head thinking about all the things that can go wrong, then you're not going to manifest your goals and dreams. If anything, you're going to manifest exactly what you're saying you don't want. And that's where a lot of us get tripped up, because a lot of us are like, well, I have to focus on my debt, or I have to focus on the fact that I need a new pair of jeans, shorts, and I wear this size. You do not have to focus on the negative. Okay, so you pay your bills. And every time you pay that bill, you have a moment of gratitude and saying thank you, because you received something, and your energy exchange is the money that you're giving them for your electric, for your mortgage, for whatever it is. Now, a lot of us see right now, especially with COVID and everything, there's a lot of fear out there. Some of it's far out there fear, but it's out there and it's fear. And you're scrolling through your Facebook feed and things pop up and you're like, seriously. Every time someone that's posting stuff that you're like, seriously, and it's fear-based, unfollow them for 30 days and see the difference that it'll make. Because then when you're scrolling through Facebook, you're not seeing that. You're not taking that on. Because every time you're like, okay, I've had enough of this, I'm tired of this, that's fear-based. Instead of, okay, I don't know what this summer is going to be like. We have not lived through a pandemic like this before. But you know what? I'm still going to have the best summer I possibly can. It may look a lot different, but I'm still going to enjoy my summer. And I'm not going to let the negativity of others bring it down. And I'm going to manifest what I want to manifest for me and my family. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, okay, I'm putting my life on hold because it's 2020 and we're in a pandemic. And this pandemic is affecting us all. Whether you know someone who's sick or has been sick, or whether it's you that's been affected by it personally in your own body that you've gotten COVID, or just the collective, it's affecting us all. But are we being fearless about it, or are we being fearful? And it's easy to get into the fear. Trust me, I'm a mama with a son who has COVID-19 and pneumonia. It's easy to get into that fear base, but you can't let yourself. Because when you get into that fear base, then it's like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to him? Is he going to be all right? Is he going to live? And you can go down that road, and that's not going to serve anybody. And so when you catch yourself going down that road, you have to stop yourself, pull yourself back, or you catch your spouse going down that road, or your best friend going down that road. But the difference is being fearful or being fearless. And in all ways of life, it's not that I'm telling you to go jump off a bridge. It's that I'm telling you that when Spirit gives you that cliff to jump off of, metaphysically, and says, go for it, and you jump, knowing Spirit's got your back and will open your wings and you're going to soar, that's being fearless. When you're terrified to jump off the cliff that Spirit's given you, because, oh my gosh, all the things that could go wrong, that's being fearful. And sometimes Spirit gives us cliffs that we can't see the bottom of the ravine. We don't know what that bottom looks like. And that in and of itself scares us. But Spirit gives us that abyss so that we can soar even higher, raise our vibrations even higher, evolve into a person that today we couldn't even imagine. So I want you to stop every time you get yourself into those worrying times or that fearfulness. I want you to stop and ask yourself, am I ready? And if I am ready, okay, I'm turning this thought pattern around. I'm not going to go into worry, because worry is nothing but a prayer for things you do not want. And we're taught as a society, we're taught worry, 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 worry. Oh my gosh, what if, what if, what if, what if? My mother was great at this. Well, if you go to the store and it's 8 o'clock at night, what could happen to you? Well, I guess I'm going to get the milk and bread that I need, and then I'm going to come home. When my mother was in a time of depression after my dad died, I told her she could find the problem to any solution. And she'd be like, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. And I'd be like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And she got out of that phase, and it made a world of difference when she did. Because then it's funny, because then she was like, why is so and so always so worried about everything? And I have to look at her and say, I wonder why. You know? And worry is a sign of depression. It's a sign of we're not living in this moment. We're living in the past. We're living in the what ifs, the could haves, the should haves, the would haves, right? And that doesn't serve us. Okay, take back the weight loss scenario again. Could I have lost 60 pounds before now? Yeah. Should I have lost 60 pounds before now? But you know what? It didn't happen. So I don't look at, oh my gosh, I'm a failure because I haven't gotten that last 60 pounds off. No. what I look at is, okay, from this point on moving forward, what am I going to do about it? But I don't live so far in the future that all I'm seeing is that 60 pounds, and then I get anxious and I started having anxiety over it because that's not going to serve me either. And this is the metaphysical principle that AA developed of one day at a time. Because guess what? We live one day at a time. We're not living in yesterday's and we're not living in tomorrow's. We can plan, set goals, and have dreams and desires and everything for tomorrow's, but we're never going to live in a tomorrow. We are always going to live in today. And we're going to get up tomorrow morning and we're going to live in today. And we're going to get up the next morning and we're going to live in today because every day is today. So when you think about the past and the wouldas, couldas, shouldas, then you're blocking the possibilities of your future. Also, if you're living in the future and you're anxious and you have anxiety because maybe you don't know how it's going to play out and you like things neat and orderly and a certain way, and 2020 has shown us, if nothing else, chaos theory, right? So if you're living in the future to that extent to where you're getting anxious and you're worried about it and, oh my gosh, what if I don't do this? What if I do this? Then also you're blocking yourself from your highest potential. So we set those things and then we become fearless by breaking them down into those baby steps. You think about it, you take 2.5 pounds a week, divided by 7 days. That's what, 3 point something ounces you need to lose a day? Think how minuscule that is. So if it's, okay, I've got a stack of debt and I want to pay it off. You can look at the stack and focus on this number here, or you can focus on the smaller numbers and work and work and work and work at manifesting having that gone. Just like if you're going to start a business, you're not going to go and start a business and have everything done all at once. You got to do step by step by step by step by step. And when things get tangled up is when we try to have 20 things going at once and we get overwhelmed. And when we get overwhelmed, we shut down. That's why you make things into little bitty baby steps so that you can be fearless, not fearful. It's very important to re-engineer, reverse engineer whatever that goal is into those baby steps. And you can make them as baby as you want. Or you can have blocks like this week, this week, this week, or you can have this day, this day, this day. Whatever works for you, you know. Whenever you really accomplish something and whenever you do manifest something, look back. What worked for you? And rinse and repeat. Learn how to tweak it to make it even more powerful. But don't backslide into the fear. Be fearless. Because there's nothing to be afraid of out there. There is nothing that you're wanting to manifest that Spirit hasn't given you the inspiration to manifest it and the desire to want it that is going to harm you. So if it's starting a business, then start researching it because you have to start from scratch. You don't start at the end of with the whole result. And It morphs and changes along the way. But you have to be fearless and be willing to let spirit be a co-creator in the process instead of saying, hold off a minute, peeps. I'm not really sure if I'm ready for this. Instead, you want to say, okay, peeps, get to work. Come on. It's time to get to work. Snap to it, right? I hope this helps you think about, okay, where maybe am I letting that fear creep in and I don't even realize it? And just start kind of paying attention to those things that you're wanting to manifest and how you're talking about them, how you're thinking about them. And just tweak a little wherever you need to. In the meantime, I hope this helped, and I will see you later on. And in the meantime, expect miracles. Bye bye.